Hello, I'm Matt Saunders, illustrator and creator of this book cover for Abroad in Japan.
And I'm Chris Broad, the writer of the book, and here's how Matt and I created this beautiful cover together. Although let's face it, Matt did most of the work.
Back in 2018, I was planning a trip to Japan, which was both incredibly overwhelming and exciting at the same time. Like most, I had no idea where to look. I scrolled through books, websites, videos, until I stumbled across the YouTube channel for Abroad in Japan, and the sarcastic humour just instantly gripped me. I just binge watched as much as I could. I eventually started to follow Chris on Instagram, and to my surprise, he actually followed me back.
I think the first piece of art I saw on Matt's Instagram was What Not to Do If You're Invisible. And it was this beautiful piece of art of a dog on a cliff overlooking a lighthouse. And I think a good piece of art, a good piece of illustration really draws you into the world in the blink of an eye. You see that cover, you see that piece of art, and you feel like you kind of get that world and you know where it's heading. And I saw that cover and it was just incredible. The attention to detail, the colours, the lighting, it was just so damn good. And I remember we agreed to meet, 2019, I was in London, we agreed to meet, and Matt was coming to Japan. I remember we sat down and I heard about all the amazing art he'd got to do over the years for these incredible authors as well. I said to him something like, I'm thinking of doing a book one day in the near future. And at that point, it was still 4 or 5 years away. And I said, if and when I ever do a book, you're going to be the guy that does the cover. I want you to do it, nobody else.
And I said, without skipping a beat, yes, of course. As with Chris, whenever he's working on anything, he gives it 100%. I knew this was probably going to be something special and an opportunity that could not be passed up, as I am a big fan of what he does and I just wanted to be along for the ride.
We went our separate ways, and I don't think we saw each other for a very long time. I finished the book in about 2023, I think it was January, kind of winter time. It'd been 6 months writing, and throughout that time I'd been asking myself, what kind of cover did I want? One of the main stories in the book was climbing Mount Fuji, and Mount Fuji is synonymous with Japan. People see it and they know unmistakably that is Japan, right? And there was a street that I had visited in Kawaguchi, this beautiful town at the base of Mount Fuji, and that street kind of led up to Mount Fuji, the most amazing, beautiful view, the street leading all the way up. I think there was a torii gate, and I basically pinched that scene. We replaced a few things, like I think I sketched it on like a napkin or a piece of scrap paper and sort of annotated it and was like, please Matt, make this bit good, do your thing.
Once I got the brief from Chris, I was able to start sketching out some ideas, and this is always the most nerve-wracking part, as once you've done this, you send it over and there's just this silence, and you just have to hope that there was something in there that connected with the client. With the feedback, I was able to polish up the design, add little details that were definitely inspired by my trips to Japan, like the pots outside the houses and plants. This was just something I noticed when I was there, that life and nature is something that people seem to bring closer to themselves.
About a month later, Penguin, the publisher, came back to me and they said, Matt's finished the artwork and it is incredible. And they shared it with me and it really did blow me away. It was far beyond anything I'd ever imagined. I'd been well acquainted with Matt's work, but nothing could prepare me for seeing the artwork for the book cover the first time. There was no text on it, so it just looked like a full-blown work of art. But my God, just looking at that image, you knew instantly it was Japan. And again, you got reeled into that world. You kind of felt like you were on the street looking up at this towering giant. And it came to sort of epitomise the journey that I tried to, take viewers on. Coming to Japan, feeling daunted and overwhelmed. And I think that composition of Mount Fuji towering overhead sort of captured that rather well.
Collaboration is such a rewarding part of the creative process. I love to do it, especially when you've both got mutual respect for each other. I just think it can make the process so much more seamless. And I'm really proud of how the cover turned out for Chris and how well the book's done. It's done incredible, and I'm just so thrilled to be part of that journey.
One of the greatest things about collaborating with an artist you appreciate and whose work inspires you is you get to sort of share in the journey with them, right? And in the case of Matt, it was really cool going back to the UK in August, going to like Waterstones, Piccadilly, one of the biggest bookshops in the UK, and seeing the book and seeing Matt's, artwork there, dominating the storefront, in posters, in books. in artwork, it was everywhere. And just travelling around the UK over the last year, it's been a real treat just going to a bookshop and see the books sticking out there and seeing Matt's incredible illustration. I know I've said it before, but I really don't think the book would have done as well without this incredible cover. Thank you so much to Matt for making this possible, and I know it won't be the last time that we work together as well. It was an absolute privilege from start to finish. Thank you, Matt.